Hello everyone! I'd like to try something new and give my opinion on the first 2.1 banner character, the Raiden Shogun or the Electro Archon. Since we don't have a preview of her skills here, as you can see, I based it on information we got from the 2.1 livestream. Even though we didn't get to read her skill description, I think we got a pretty good idea of her gameplay and possible team compositions. So hopefully this will help you decide whether you want to wish on her banner or save your gems. So let's go over the skill preview on the 2.1 livestream.
Possesses an electro-gnosis and wields a pole
As you
arm
see,
in combat.
the
Another
Raiden Shogun
Archon
is
that
a
wields a
pole arm
pole
character
arm.
and her normal
Holy
attacks
crap.
seem to be dealing physical
Her
damage.
elemental skill, Transcendence, Baleful Omen, deals electro damage to nearby enemies and will grant each nearby party member an Eye of Stormy Judgment effect.
Okay, let's skip ahead a little.
That's right. The Eye of Stormy Judgment will perform coordinated attacks alongside the active character, dealing AoE electro damage, as well as increasing the active character's elemental burst damage.
Okay, that sounds really interesting. So, she presses her E-skill, deals electro damage and summons the Eye. This Eye deals coordinated attack alongside the active character. This sounds a lot like the water support Jing Shou. His Q skill deals coordinated hydro attacks. So it's pretty much the same, but the Raiden Shogun also increases elemental burst damage of the active character, which is really unique and sounds really strong.
Secret art, Muso Shinsetsu.
So this is her Q
She
skill.
unleashes the Muso no Hitotachi,
She draws her
causing
sword.
to draw her sword and perform attacks with her tachi for a certain duration. This is called the Muso Ishin state.
Okay.
Nice. So
While using the Muso no Hito electro damage that cannot be
So
overridden by
she
any
deals
other
electro
elemental
damage in this
infusion.
stance.
Okay, so it sounds like the Muso no Hitotachi is really... Okay, let's keep going.
When the Shogun's attacks hit an opponent, she will recharge energy for all of her teammates, and she will be immune to electro-charged effects, while also having increased resistance to interruption. Finally, the Raiden Shogun's normal, charged, and plunging attack damage will be considered elemental burst damage.
ooh, that'll
That's
come in
the big
handy,
thing about
yeah.
this
Yeah.
skill.
Oh yeah.
After unlocking the
So, oh, she's talking about her passive now. Let's recap her Q skill. So she gets a sword stance, very similar to Child, for example. His E skill grants him a sword stance, and during this duration, he deals hydro damage. In case of the Shogun, it will be electro damage. While she attacks, she generates energy for her team, and most importantly, her normal charged and plunging attacks will scale off her elemental burst damage. So this already gives you a pretty good direction as to which artifact set you want to go for. Obviously, the Noblesse set increases the elemental burst damage by 20% and buffs your team's attack, which is a good contender, but the new set sounds really interesting as well. It gives you energy recharge, and on top of that, it gives you elemental burst damage scaling of your energy recharge stat. So that sounds really good as well. So let's move on to her passive.
passive talent Enlightened One. If the Shogun's energy recharge surpasses 100%, she'll receive greater energy restoration from Muso Ishin, as well as increase its electro damage bonus.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
So she
So-
can even restore.
So it buffs the energy generation of her Q skill, which is nice, but she also gets electro damage scaling of her energy recharge. The only character that has this so far is Mona, I believe. She gets hydro damage based off her energy recharge, but I believe for Mona, I might be wrong on this, but I believe it's her total energy recharge, not just the energy recharge above 100%. You might want to correct me if I'm wrong on this one. I don't play Mona very much. But we get a really good feel of this character. So her E skill increases the elemental burst damage. So you probably want to play her in a quick swap team. So you press her E skill, switch to all your team members and press all her Q skills, press all their Q skills, and then switch back to the Raiden Shogun. And you press her Q skill to recharge the energy of your teammates, while also dealing probably pretty good damage on her Q skill. It seems like the scaling of her energy recharge and the elemental burst damage scaling on her normal and charge attacks sounds really strong. And then you pretty much press your E skill and repeat. Cycle through your whole team's Q abilities and back to your Shogun and press Q to recharge. So let's talk about team compositions. I made the Scarf tier list because it has access to all the characters, including the 2.1 characters. So I think this is the best way to do it. So we already established that the Raiden Shogun will most likely be a support character, so we still might need a carry character to fill in the gaps if the Raiden Shogun has a very long skill cooldown on her elemental burst skill. And we have a second support. Since the Raiden Shogun increases the elemental burst skill damage, we want to pick characters that have a very strong elemental burst skill. So for the carry characters, the obvious one is obviously Eula. Her Q skill deals a lot of damage. Then we still have characters like, I'd say Hu Tao deals a lot of damage with her Q skill. Ningguang deals a lot of damage with her Q skill. And Ayaka, obviously. Where is she? There. And let's throw in Ganyu as well. Especially if enemies are stacked up, she deals a lot of damage. For supports, obviously her fellow Archons deal a lot of damage, and we already talked about some of these characters, like for example Mona and Jingshou, and I'd argue that Zhang Ling also deals a lot of damage with her Q skill. We can actually make an argument for Beidou as well, I'd say, even though I'm not a huge fan of doubling up on Electro supports. So she's already really flexible because all she needs to do, the Raiden Shogun, all she needs to do is press her E skill to increase the damage of elemental burst skill. So you can pick any of these main DPS and all of them will deal a lot more damage just by that alone. If you pick Eula, you already get access to super contact, and since she is a physical DPS, it's an added bonus. On top of that, you can pick any character, any other support, like Zhongli, for example, would probably be extremely good with Eula. And in the last slot, you usually pick a healer. Diona is obviously always good if you have her, or everyone has Barbara. I think the better ones are either Jean. She has access to the Viridescent set, which lowers the Electro resistance. And obviously most people pick Bennett because he buffs the attack of your whole team by a lot. Where is he? I can't find him right now. Oh, there he is. So what you want to do here is probably you use your E skill on the Raiden Shogun, switch to Bennett, press Q, switch to Zhongli, press E to lower the resistance, and press Q. Switch to Eula, press E, press Q, press E again, hold the E skill this time, and do the whole like Q skill thing on her. And then you switch back to Raiden Shogun, and all of your Q skills are used up, and you can recharge them with Raiden Shogun's Q skill. The same works with every other main DPS. You can put in Ningguang there. You get Geo Resonance, and she deals a lot of damage with her Q skill. You can put Hu Tao in there. She deals a lot of damage with her Q skill. You can even swap out Zhongli here for him, and you have Vaporize. The same for Mona. Venti also decreases the resistances, which is also good. Or you pick Ayaka, and same Zhongli decreases resistances, Venti decreases resistances, or you pick Zhangling and you get some melt going on. The same for Ganyu. So depending on what you have a lot of options. But always make sure you press E skill first on Raiden, switch to Bennett, increase attack, and then cycle through your Q skills and go back to Raiden and recharge them with her Q skill. Alright, we made it to the end. Thank you very much for watching. This was a little bit of a low effort video, something new I tried, but I had fun and I might do this for every upcoming banner character, so stay tuned for that. Until then, have fun in Teyvat and bye bye.